my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video, we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3, Carl Weathers, and more. As always, my dear friends, before we dive into it, please be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below if you've not done so, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted every single time I post a new video. So without much further ado, and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. What an exciting 24 hours it's been. Yesterday we learned that Hayden Christensen is going to be in the Ahsoka series, and we also learned that Harrison Jula and Sabine Wren are making their way into the show as well. And to add to the hype, today we have an exciting tease for The Mandalorian Season 3. Carl Weathers, who not only plays Greef Karga, but also directed an amazing episode of Season 2, and who is returning to direct another one in Season 3, has shared something very exciting. In his own words, he said, "You all can't imagine how great this upcoming season of The Mandalorian will be. Yours truly can't wait to see the finished work from so many talented writers, directors, actors, and production people. This is the way." Now this gets me super hyped, because if anyone's opinion should be taken seriously when it comes to behind the scenes of The Mandalorian, it's Carl Weathers. The fact that he's this pumped based on what they filmed so far means that we're probably in for a very special treat. And yes, of course, he has to promote his own projects, but at the end of the day, he's very candid about his opinions. Now this tweet really got me thinking. After The Mandalorian Season 2 finished, the big question that many people had is how the hell can they top that? How can they beat cameos from Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan, and of course the massive appearance of Luke Skywalker at the end? As creative and talented as Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are, how could they top such an amazing season? And for a long time I wondered the same thing. But I'm here to put your worries at ease. A lot of people are worried that The Mandalorian Season 3 and future seasons of the show, however many that's going to be, can never reach the heights of the iconic second season. Well, to put it simply, in my opinion, they can easily match that level of greatness, and it all comes down to how the Book of Boba Fett is going to bridge the gap between seasons 2 and 3. We must remember that while the Book of Boba Fett is going to be an incredible show in and of itself, it is going to be a spin-off of The Mandalorian, and we were explicitly told to see it as a continuation of the Mandalorian story, albeit from Boba Fett and Fennec Shan's perspectives. And of course, to add to this, we have rumoured cameos of characters from The Mandalorian, like Greef Karga, Migs Mayfeld, Grogu, Luke Skywalker, and even Din Djarin himself. How many of them will actually pan out is yet to be seen, but it is obvious that Lucasfilm wants to remind viewers that when you're watching the Book of Boba Fett, you're still watching a Mandalorian-related series. And the main reason they're going to use the Book of Boba Fett to connect Season 2 of Mando to its upcoming third season is because there will be some sort of time jump between Seasons 2 and 3. Whether that's a few weeks, a month, a year, several years, or whatever, Pedro Pascal and Giancarlo Esposito have said that the next season is going to move the story quite a bit forward. And in my opinion, that's really good, because it means that Season 3 is not just going to try and replicate Season 2. It's probably going to be far more Mandalorian heavy, we're going to see less Grogu, and overall it's going to feel unique, kind of like its own thing. And credit goes to Filoni and Favreau for understanding how to tell a good story and how to progress the direction The Mandalorian is going in. It would be tempting after the success of The Mandalorian Season 2 to just try and apply the same formula of unexpected cameos, side quests, and other elements of Season 2 story. While that worked really well for The Mandalorian Season 2, it's good to hear that they want to do something different and move the story on. So going back to the question of whether Season 3 is going to compare to the previous two seasons, I think it's definitely going to live up to the hype and be just as good as the previous two, because they're going to try new things and give the third season its own special vibe. And this isn't just speculation, we know this to be true from the way that Season 2 ended. Grogu is off with Luke Skywalker now, and Din Djarin has this monumental responsibility on his shoulders now that he wields the Darksaber. And also from what we've heard of recent plot rumours, Season 3 is going to be more Mandalore centric. We're going to focus way more on Din as a character and how he's going to deal with the task of reuniting Mandalore. In addition to this, the subplot of the Imperial Remnant is really gaining steam. Even though Moff Gideon was arrested at the end of Season 2, Giancarlo Esposito told us he's going to be back and stronger than ever. We also don't know who he's working with and for, and how powerful the underground world of of the Remnant is. We've also got to wonder if Grand Admiral Thrawn is not only going to play into the Ahsoka series but also the Mandalorian as well. Since Ahsoka is also a spin-off of the Mandalorian, there could be a lot of overlap there as well. So I think they have so much amazing stuff planned for season 3, and it's going to be its own thing, unique but incredible, and I don't think we'll be able to compare it to season 2 because they're going to be very different but equally just as incredible. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but I'm really invigorated for what's coming up next. Now, on the subject of Grogu's future, it's really hard to talk about him and where he's going because we simply don't know what they have in store. Is he going to complete his training as a Jedi? Is he going to go back to Din and maybe even become a Mandalorian? We just don't know. It was rumored a while back that Robert Rodriguez wanted Grogu in his own series, The Book of Boba, so we might get answers sooner rather than later. To be more specific, in 2 months' time when The Book of Boba drops on Disney+. Just like many other fans, I can't get enough of our little green guy. If The Book of Boba Fett is set to be all killer no filler, and maybe even a list of revenge for Boba, then he might go after Luke Skywalker, who would be with Grogu at this time. Now, based on The Mandalorian Season 2, obviously Boba's probably going to change his mind when he realizes that Grogu is the child that he helped Din rescue. But Boba's anger and rivalry towards Luke is very real, or at least we assume at this point in the timeline. So what do you guys make of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's move on to our final topic. We're going to be talking about Chloé Zhao, who was recently rumored to be in talks with Lucasfilm to be involved in an upcoming Star Wars movie. Given that Kevin Feige is directing one of the 3 upcoming Star Wars theatre releases, it makes sense that Chloé is now saying that she would love to be involved in that project. Let's see what she had to say. Eternals is a few weeks away from arriving in theaters, bringing Chloé Zhao's take on the Marvel Comics mythos to life. Fans have definitely been curious to see how Zhao approaches the blockbuster content, and given her wide array of influences on the film, some are curious to see if another franchise, maybe even a galaxy far, far away, could be in the cards for her. In a recent interview with The Playlist, Chloé Zhao was asked if she would potentially be interested in directing a Star Wars movie, particularly the one that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is spearheading. In her own words, she said, "I would. I'll do anything Kevin asked me to do." Zhao was previously asked about the topic of Star Wars in an interview earlier this year, and while she had to tread very carefully with her answer, she acknowledged that she would be very open to the opportunity. So what do you guys make of this? Do you think Chloé Zhao should direct a Star Wars movie, possibly even being involved in Kevin Feige's upcoming Star Wars project? Let me know your thoughts of this and everything we spoke about in today's video in the comments down below. That brings us to the end of this news update. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, and I also want to take this opportunity to once again thank my patrons and channel members. But otherwise, my dear friends, have an amazing day no matter where you are in the galaxy. I'm Star Wars Meg, and I'll see you tomorrow.